Welcome back to the Hood Casino. I'm Big Cheese. Welcome to volume 2 of my Casino Craps gaming guide. Today, guys, what we want to talk about is we want to talk about the come bet and we want to talk about the don't come bar. Okay, so if you don't understand the very beginning basis of the pass line and the don't pass line, what a come out shooter is and what a shooter is, please go back to my previous video on volume 1 of my gaming casino Craps gaming guide and check that out. And then you can jump up here to volume 2 and this will hopefully make a little bit more sense to you. But we're going to continue on to volume 2. In volume 2, we're going to talk about the come bet and the don't come bet. First, we're going to talk about the come bet. On a come bet, guys, what a come bet is a bet that you make after a point has been established. So in volume 1, we talked about establishing a point. Okay, well, what has happened now is as the game of craps has proceeded, the shooter has established a point, okay? So we have gone from a come out roll to establishing a point. Once the shooter has established a point, you can make what they call a come bet. And what a come bet is a come bet is very similar to a pass line bet, all right? On a come bet, what that means is you're trying to establish a new point, okay? So on a come bet, as basically is what you've done is now on the shooter's next shot, you are making a pass line bet as a come bet. So the rules apply the same. If the shooter shoots a 7 or an 11 on your come bet, while you have your bet in the come bet, then you will win even money on your come bet on a 7 or 11. Okay? If the shooter shoots a 2, 3, or a 12, you will lose your come bet. Okay? Now, also how the come bet works is once a point is established and you make your come bet, say your shooter rolls and your next point is 8. The next number is 8. So now what that means is you are betting your come bet on the 8. So what you're betting is that your shooter is going to shoot that 8 again before they shoot a 7. Okay? Now understand, a pass line bet and a come bet are what they call contract bets, okay? So what that means is you are now contracted in. You cannot remove that bet until a decision has been made. Either you hit an 8 and you get paid even money on that flat bet, or the shooter shoots a 7 and you lose that bet. One of the two, okay? But a come bet is a contract bet once a new point has been established. And that's what you're doing with a come bet, is you're just shooting a new point. And in the game of craps, you can bet as many come bets as you would like. Okay? So as long as you have a hot shooter, you can come back, and once that 8, that new point is established, you can make another come bet again. And again, the next roll, a 7 or 11, will pay you on this come bet. A 2, 3, or 12, you will lose on this come bet. And any other point will be your new point, and you will get paid even money if that point hits before a 7. Okay? So now, opposite of our come bet, let's talk about our don't come bar. And again, just like our don't come bar, works just like our don't pass bar. Okay? After a point has been established, we are now looking for a new point to play against the shooter. Remember, come bets are betting with the shooter. Don't come and don't pass means we're playing against the shooter. So now, just like on the don't pass bar, don't come bets means that on the next roll, if the shooter shoots a 7 or 11, you will lose on this don't come bet. If the shooter shoots a 2, 3, then you will win even money on this don't come bet. If the shooter shoots a 12, you will push on this don't come bet. If the shooter shoots any of these other numbers, for example, 8 on that next roll, that means your don't come bet will travel to the 8. What that means is you are hoping that the shooter throws a 7 before they throw that 8 again. If the shooter throws a 7 before they throw that 8, you will get paid even money and your bet will come down. Okay? If that shooter shoots an 8 again before they throw that 7, you will lose your don't come bet. opposite of your come bet and your pass line bet, your don't pass line and don't come bar are not contract bets. So at any time, you can take down your don't pass bet, and at any time, you can take down your don't come bet. It is not a contract bet. Okay? And vice versa, your pass line bet and your come bet, once it is established, that is a contract bet. Okay? Meaning you may not remove that bet. Okay? The reason the casino does this is because they understand the odds of the dice. On pass line and come bets, you're playing with the shooter. You're playing that he's going to hit that 10 before he hits that 7. Well, in reality, on a pair of dice, you can throw a 7 6 different ways on a pair of dice. You can only throw a 10 3 different ways on a pair of dice. Okay? So your odds of hitting a 7 are better. That's why the casino will allow you to take this don't pass bet up, because they know that your odds of hitting a 7 are better than hitting a 10. That's why the casino will not allow you to take up a pass line bet and a come bet, because they understand that that 7 has a better chance of coming than a 10. Remember, the casino are going to keep the odds in their favor. Okay? So try your best to keep the odds in yours. All right? So that's volume 2, guys. Just talking about the basics of the come bet and the don't come bet. Remember, all it is just a secondary pass line or don't pass line bet. The rules work exactly the same. Flat bets pay even money. And later on, as we get into our more advanced settings, we'll talk about actually putting odds on our pass line and our don't pass line, putting odds on our come bets and our don't come bets. Okay? So again, volume 2, come bets, don't come bets. If you have any questions, again, drop those in the comments, guys. Let's talk about it. I'll give you everything that I have and more if I can. So again, look for volume 3, guys. We're going to come back, talk about those odds a little bit on our pass line and don't pass line bets and on our come bets and our don't come bar. Okay? Hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop those comments, those likes, those subscribes. Good shooting, guys.